My name is Hina. I will be briefly explaining to you about the menu tonight. It's called Rising India, where we showcase the rich culinary identity of India by exploring four major geographical regions: the Thar Desert, the Deccan Plateau, the coastal plains, and the northern plains and Himalayan mountains. Because India is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. And with this menu, we highlight how the geographical landscape influences its culinary style. So we will be first serving you with 4 bites that will come from these 4 regions first.
Okay.
Followed by 3 courses from each of these regions again, followed by some desserts.
Fantastic.
So we get started with the bites, and then as you move towards these region-wise courses, I will be coming on your table to give you a very brief information about which region you are headed to next and what it brings for. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
So Pani Puri is the most famous Indian street food. Pani means water, which is generally made out with coriander and mint. And puri, it's a shell which is made out of semolina and wheat. So what we do back home, we fill the water into the shell with some chickpea and potato, and then we have it in one go. But in our restaurant, we always do a different version of it. So here I have a sweet lime water, which we flavored with Himalayan pink salt, and I'm going to aerate now till the time your puri is getting ready. Thank you. And straight in one go. Also, if you see, we have placed the puri at the heart of Palm, where our restaurant is located, where you're sitting right now. You have to have this in one go. Don't bite into it, otherwise it will all over your clothes.
It's a shiso papadum, which is filled with yogurt crema, raw mango chutney, and lots of fresh garlic herbs. It's placed on a natural white clay that is sourced from a farm here. So you may want to pick up the papadum gently, and again, one bite will give you best flavors here.
Excellent. Thank you.
This one is a snack from the Deccan Plateau. We made a savory donut out of fermented lentils. Smells so good. And then we fill it with a mole of peanuts. We pair it with the kimchi on the top made out of jicama. The broth is made with the starch of rice. It has black pepper, fennel and water of Parmesan cheese. So with your hands, with every bite of the donut, you sip the broth on the side. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Smells so good. So this one is a snack from the coastal plains. We made a tartlet of scallops. We cook the scallops for 10 seconds. We chop them and mix it with miso, mustard and rice vinegar. Then we pair the scallops with the ripe bananas on the top, glazed with yellow peppers. There's also a smoked tomato chutney in the layers and lots of balsamic vinegar for the acidity.
Those are the 4 bites. We now start exploring region-wise courses. The first region is Thar Desert, which is also known as the Great Indian Desert in the northwestern Indian subcontinent. Now, because this is a very dry and arid region, their cooking style is based on keeping in mind the scarcity of water and fresh produce. So they make use of a lot of dairy products like milk, butter, buttermilk. Some herbaceous plants that are found here are cactus, rose, hibiscus, Indian lilac. They are extremely fond of their pickles and different varieties they have using different spices and pickling methods. There is an interesting barbecue style of cooking here called khad ka pind. It's a technique of cooking meat in the underground sandpit influenced by the nomadic travelers that settled around here. So the next 3 courses coming just from the Thar region, which is basically all of Rajasthan.
Alright, madam, this is our expression of first region, Thar Desert.
Thar Desert, yeah.
We have one for all the regions, which is going to represent the geographical landscape of those regions. Welcome to Indian Thar Desert. Thank you.
Bisi roti, a chickpea flour bread, which we fill this up with cured Nepalese curry. It has cultured butter with thin slices of Nepalese cactus, which we compress with arugula. It has kiko flour and toasted onion seeds. I would request you to pick this up and please in one go again, because it has a curry inside.
This is one of my favorite courses on the menu. It's inspired by khad ka pind, the underground style of cooking a barbecue, where traditionally they marinate the entire bird, wrap it in a dough and cook it under the ground with hot charcoals on top. But here we've used confit duck, which is marinated in garlic aioli, homemade hot sriracha, black lime pickle with some water chestnuts. What brings all the earthy smoky flavors is the ash roasted artichoke shell. Lots of edible flowers on top, so you can go easy on this one. 2 to 3 bites is okay, no more 1 bites.
Thank you.
So So this one is all about the pickling spices from this region. Pickling here is very unique and different from the other parts of India. And we highlight those flavors with this pepper on the right, fried with the chickpea tempura. Then we fill it with an emulsion of the pickling spices. We use the tangerine flowers on the top, which are floral and acetic in flavor. In the bowl, we have made an ice cream with a buttermilk curry. So you have to eat the pepper with hand. With every bite of pepper, you have a spoon of ice cream, and you keep switching one after the other.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
On to the next region now, which is the Deccan Plateau. So the Deccan Plateau in the peninsular India is a divide between the north and the south. There are a large number of rivers that flow down to join the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, which makes it an absolute fertile land to grow rice, coconut, sugarcane, spices. Most of the spices of India are produced in the south, like cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, pepper, and they have some interesting spice blends as well, like dry roasting and grinding together aromatic spices with dried chili, coconut, sesame. So the next three courses coming just from the Deccan Plateau. Thank you.
So this one is the first dish from the Deccan Plateau, and we made a skewer out of tender coconut. We also add some crunchy palm hearts. We marinate the skewer with the smoked Nilgiri spices, which is a regional blend of spices made out of coriander. The skewer also is from the kaffir lime tree, so you get some aroma from it as well. On the side, the broth is also made from the Nilgiri spices, the same one from the coconut, but we add a tiny bit of yuzu to it.
Okay.
So with every bite of the coconut from the skewer, you sip the broth on the side. If I close my eyes and eat the coconut, the texture of it is similar to squid.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Alright, so this dish, it's all about the stew, which we call Pandra Rasa. So Pandra Rasa translates to white stew. It's a combination of lamb stock and first press of coconut milk with lots of Indian spices. Then we paired this with gorgonzola, dolce, tortellini, has braised cabbage, green flour and curry leaf oil. So I would request you to mix it up and then enjoy this. So the previous dish was the flesh of the coconut. This dish has the first press of coconut, and the dish which will come next will have the second press of coconut. So three different ways of coconut in this region. For you, ma'am, since you're not eating lamb, so we have used the butternut stew. Alright, so now we are going to do a ceremony which is called Sadhya. It comes from the southern part of India, where we celebrate the first harvest of the season. A lot of people get together in the family, and then they serve food. They use banana leaf as their plate, and they get served multiple dishes on that banana leaf. For example, rice, lentil, pickle, poppadom, broths, desserts. And when they eat, they use their hands. So they try to mix it together, and with every bite, they get different flavors, textures, temperatures all together. So that's what we are going to do. We will get the ingredients one by one, and at the end, I will tell you about the ingredients. I will also tell you how to eat it as well.
Okay. Wow. That's how it made.
This is how the ceremony is performed in the southern part of India. First, we've added ananas with cream of rice in it, mango pickle, drops of banana vinegar, tiny almonds, which we call kudap. An ice cream, it's made out from the second press of coconut with poppadom on the side. We've also grated some sugar spice stone on top of it, which we make in house. And the broth. For this broth, we have used tomato and southern sweet spices. So the best way to eat this, you cut this dish into 4 bites. With every bite, you take a little bit of poppadom and have a sip. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
It's a vast stretch of thousands of kilometers, offering rich tapestry of different flavors and culinary traditions, with creamy spices that comes from the Malabar and Konkan coast to delicate seafood that comes from Bengal and Orissa. Because it's the coastal plain, seafood dominates their food habits. They have crab, lobster, shrimp, fish. And there's a distinct sourness that comes through in their cooking with the use of tamarind, vinegar, raw mango, depending on which area it comes from. So the next three courses coming just from the coastal plains.
A dish which is all about the coastal spice from India. And the spice blend that we're using here, we call it ghee roast spice, which is a combination of clarified butter and sweet spices. And then we cook the crab in that spice, and we bake this with cinnamon bark. So while baking the crab with the cinnamon bark, it absorbs all the flavors of cinnamon. And we top this with curry leaf tempura and a potato crisp. I would request you to hold the bark from one hand, from the other you take the tweezer, you pick up the crab meat from it, and then enjoy. So you don't eat the cinnamon bark, you just eat the crab meat from it. Yeah? Also, here we have a charred lobster tail that we paired with two different curries. In the middle, we have corn curry. The other one is Malabar tamarind curry with fermented chili. And then we glaze this lobster with tomato pickle. So the best way to eat this, you cut this dish into a few bites. Then you take the spoon. And with every bite, I would request you to take each and every element of this dish. One of my favorite dishes.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
These are sweetened lentil dumplings, which are man-seared in clarified butter. The sweet lentil pate inside the dumpling is a mixture of lentils flavored in palm sugar. Underneath there are sorted shrimps, wasabi and oxalis leaves on top, paired with sour lentil broth called amti. It's a combination of sweet and sour flavors. The dumplings are sweet, the broth is sour. To the northern plains and Himalayan mountains, famous for their natural beauty and rich cultural heritage, the north saw a lot of Persian influence, so the tandoors traveled with them, hence came kebabs, naans, breads. The northeast, on the other hand, saw Chinese, Mongol and Tibetan influence because of the shared borders, so noodles, broths are very common around these areas. The north is known as the food bowl of India because of the agricultural occupation that is very high. The northeast is famous for their beautiful tea gardens, lush forests, and endemic herbs. So the last three savory courses coming from the mountains.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Right, for you, ma'am, this is turnip kebab. And for you, sir, this is kebab of lamb, which is very soft because we have grinded it several times. And then we paired this with unripe green plum korma or curry. Has pickled onion, lots of mountain leaves, and a nasturtium flower as well, which is dusted with some mint. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You were saying?
Lamb kebab and turnip kebab. These are soft kebabs. So whenever they cook these soft kebabs in a copper pan, they start to crumble on the pan. And this concentrated fat and flavor, what is left over or stuck to the pan, is always more tastier than the actual kebab. So this is sourdough toast with lamb and turnip and just turnips for you. Like a scarpetta, you just break a bread, scrape it off the pan and enjoy it. But before you do that, please blow out the candle that's burning underneath so it can stop bubbling further. You can lift up the pan as well.
Okay, so this dish, it's all about it's your last savory dish. We are serving you gribui. So we cut the gribui in the shape of noodles, and then we cook this with wild pagante exo. It has spring onions, some fir leaves, and I'll be adding a broth into it, which is made out from hamur. So this dish comes from the northeast part of India, where we have a lot of influence of Chinese, Mongolians. This is your pre-dessert, and we are serving you the flavors of sea. So we have made a sea water out of black tea, as light soy, rice vinegar, cucumber vinegar. Then we have added rambutan, which will give you the bite of the oyster leaf, which will give you the flavors of oysters, and the pearl, it's made out of sour milk and lemongrass. So how you eat the oyster the same way, please make sure everything goes in one bite. So I would request you to please hold from here, and you eat from this the other way around. All in one row, like an oyster.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So this is your main dessert. We are serving you ghevar. Ghevar in India, it's a cookie which is made up from refined flour, clarified butter and milk. What we've done here, we've made a thin ghevar out of cacao. Then we paired this with toasted barley ice cream. It has cauliflower crema and a butterscotch floss. You break it gently, Take all the layers together and then enjoy this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This is your petit four, a digestive and a mouth freshener. So we've used a nasturtium leaf from our garden outside. Then this nasturtium leaf is topped with a granola of dry fruits. It has rose apple flour with strawberry dust. I would request you to fold it like a taco with the leaf and the flour as well, and have this in one go piece.
The lid goes in too?
Yeah, not this one, just that one. Yeah. Thank you.
Alright, this is your finale course and we call it honeymoon because we're literally serving honey on top of moon. Have you made the hive with white chocolate and cacao butter? On the top, we have drizzled some organic honey which we get from mountains of Fusera. And it's garnished with the fennel leaves and dill flower on the top. And we have paid dessert with this tea called Kanjunga from the mountains of Kanchenjunga, world third highest peak around. I would really request you to pick a hive using your hands. And after finishing the hive, have a sip of tea. Because the idea is to serve you milk, honey, tea, all at the same time.
Thank you.
Please enjoy.